Distribution provided by Cloud Sigma, the cloud that adapts to you. Visit cloudsigma.com/thisweekin for a free $200 credit.
Hey everybody, it's This Week in Startups. Today on our Startup of the Week program, an innovative new dating site out of New York City that is taking the internet by storm. HowAboutWe.com is on the program. Stick with us. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Jason Calacanis here, and this is This Week in Startups, the Startup of the Week edition. And what do we do on this program? We meet a new startup. We talk to them about what they're doing, why they built it, what kind of dent are they trying to put in the universe, what product or service are they building with excellence in order to make people's lives richer, better, fuller, to save them time, to save them money, to help them discover new things. And today's episode will be no different. We have a startup that people were buzzing about when I was in New York last time, and people have been buzzing about for the last couple of months. It's called HowAboutWe.com, and it's a dating site, and it is crushing it. And we're going to learn a ton about it from the founder, Aaron Schildkrout, in just a moment. So stay tuned. But before we do, I have to thank my friend Scott Walker. Scott Walker is an old friend of mine, and he has a boutique law firm that is specializing in the representation of entrepreneurs. And his lawyers all have 10 to 20 years experience, some of them at those very big firms that charge very big fees. And there's no junior associates who are going to take your account. It's only going to be these great 10, 20-year attorneys who have tons of experience working specifically with startups. And he is a boutique firm, so they're going to save you money, and they encourage what's called fixed fees. In other words, if you're raising an angel round, if you're raising an A round, if you're doing a merger or acquisition, or you're being bought, he'll give you a fixed fee. He'll say, we'll do it for this amount of money. If we go a little bit over, that's okay. I'm not going to be watching the clock and just try to absolutely slaughter you with legal expenses. And let me tell you something. I've been a founder for 20 years, and I have that moment of absolute terror when I open my lawyer bill. And it is going away if you use Walker Corporate Law. And thank you to Scott Walker for being a friend to startups. I know a lot of people like Tyler who use him as an attorney, and they love him. They speak very highly of him. He's got a great client list. 310-288-6667. That number again? 310-288-6667. WalkerCorporateLaw.com. Call Scott Walker directly. He's a real mensch, a good friend of mine. I highly recommend him, and I want to take a personal minute here to thank him for letting me do the Startup of the Week edition, which I wouldn't be able to do if Scott wasn't sponsoring the program. It takes real money to do a production of this value with producers and technology and editors and everything. And boy, I couldn't do it without the support of great people like Scott Walker. Go ahead and thank at Scott Ed Walker, Scott Ed E.D. Walker on his Twitter account for sponsoring independent media like This Week in Startups. On the program today, incorporated back in November of 2009, launched in beta in April of 2010. Over 300,000 dates have been proposed on the site. It's a paid service. Membership costs between $8 and $28 a month. And they've raised $18 million from FF Venture Capital. I've heard of those guys. Khosla, I know him. RRE Ventures, I know them. Highline Venture Partners, New York Seed Fund, Founder Collective, and a bunch of other great people. Welcome to the program, Aaron Schildkrout. How are you doing?
Thanks so much. It's great to be here. I'm doing great.
So you're in New York right now or Brooklyn? Where are you?
We're in Brooklyn, Dumbo.
Oh, you're down under the Manhattan Bridge, Dumbo. Very nice. Do you walk over to Patsy Grimaldi's over by the Brooklyn Bridge?
It's a maybe monthly tradition.
Now, Patsy Grimaldi's moved into a new location, huh? They're down the block now?
Yeah, they moved like 3 doors down.
Is it a bigger location?
It's a better space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the space
bigger,
had 10 tables.
Yeah. It was a step up. I thought they were going to close actually when they were transferring, but they got the new space and it's better.
Hey, so let's talk about your startup. HowAboutWe. How does it work exactly, and why did you build it?
Okay, so HowAboutWe's 2 years old. The basic idea that we started with was we wanted to create an offline dating site. So we saw all these other startups working on dating, and then these very established dating sites, and they all basically had the same model. You had profiles, you sort of endlessly browsed these profiles, you messaged online, and maybe perchance you occasionally went on a date. We wanted to totally flip the script and build a dating site that was all about saying what you actually wanted to do on a date. So for us, it was saying, how about we do? and you fill in the blank with the date idea you have. And then actually getting offline. We wanted to make it easy, natural, fun to go online to get offline. That was the original idea. That's still the core of How About We, but the business has expanded a bunch. So now we really are thinking of ourselves as like the modern romance company. And we have a new product that is for couples that I'll tell you all about in a moment. On the dating side, so that's 2 years old. It works everywhere in the world. There have been well over 1 million dates posted. We have about 1 million members, and it's rapidly growing.
So how many people?
It last about 3 months ago.
How many people go on dates with How About Me per day? How About We per day?
So there are probably. It's a little hard to tell because we don't actually get immediate feedback about the dates, but we've done analysis of like messaging patterns and so forth. I think like the interesting data is something like on average when a new user signs up, they get something on the order of 10 new messages from interested people who want to go out directly about their date idea within the first day or two.
What makes for a successful date idea? And is the idea here that if I come up with a compelling date, it's going to lure people in or say something about my personality?
Yeah, the idea is basically if you are creative, specific, and if you represent yourself in a way that's authentic, then people respond. It's unbelievable. I mean, if you go on the site and you scroll through the actual date ideas, every single time my experience is like, this is amazing. People are actually just saying what they really want to do on dates. And people often ask me like, what's your favorite date proposal? And it's actually really hard to answer because every single date proposal has this kind of feel of authenticity that makes it unique, particular to the person. It's kind of like this ideal digital first impression. So I'd say probably like 70% of the dates on the system are like that. And 30 are a little more generic and more like, let's grab a drink or something, a little more boring and plain.
Yeah. And this seems to also take a little bit of the stigma away from online dating. It sort of makes it feel, I don't know if this is the right word, but less desperate and more positive. Is that part of the secret?
Yeah, that's very essential to it. I mean, we basically said online dating is weird, and the way people do it feels sort of fundamentally unnatural, which is why there's this stigma. We want to create a process that feels fun, exciting, natural, much more like it happens in the real world, and all about actually going to do something, having an experience, being in the real world. And by doing that, really eliminated a huge amount of the stigma.
And what's been the most successful date suggestion? You guys must track the top 10. What are some of the top 10? I mean, does a beautiful model get on there and say, let's hang out at my house, and watch movies and snuggle on the couch, and then get 1,000 people responding?
So definitely your photo has something to do with it, but sure. I'd say there are two kinds of dates that have been most successful. So the first kind are people who have a good photo, and by good, I don't mean a model. I mean more like it's a picture of their face and they look like a thoughtful, reasonable person. And they post something that's really ingenious. I mean, we're talking about the dates that get a ton of responses.
Okay, well, give me an example.
I met a guy who posted. Yeah, I'm going to. So I met a guy who posted a date that was, how about we go get my first manicure? And he got 100 responses.
Oh my God, that is so genius because
a brilliant date.
He's saying
a brilliant date.
It's funny, girls love to go, and then it shows that he's sensitive and willing to do something that would be traditionally very feminine to do. I mean, obviously the guy's a bit of a jokester and funny.
Yeah, it was just he nailed it. The other thing that gets a lot of responses, for instance, we were just in the New York Times wedding section the other day for two people who both had proposed walking the High Line in New York, and they each had that on their profile, saw it, recognized it, went on the High Line date, and are now getting married. And I think they're married now. And
so people pick the same thing. That's a pretty good indication that they're compatible.
Yeah, when we have two people who have both proposed a date at the same place or a very similar date, connecting those people has an incredibly high response rate. match.
So what are some of the worst ones? What are some of the ones that you had to take down? I mean, people must have posted something lewd or just insane. So, like, somebody say, like, why don't you come over my house and shave my back? I mean, what's the worst thing people have said?
That's disgusting, dude.
I know. That's why I'm saying. People must have done insane stuff. What's the insane
people
stuff?
People do stuff like that. I mean, okay, so when we first started, obviously, when we were talking to people about the idea, we were talking to investors, et cetera, people had the concern, like, how about we? And you're letting people fill it in. There's going to be a spam concern. I've just been really surprised at how small it is.
Yeah.
We definitely have some loot dates, obviously. It's a big network, and people do stuff, but it's a shockingly small percentage. And
now, is that dates, against the terms? I mean, if you said, like, hey, why don't we get naked and wrestle in Jell-O, would you take it down?
Yeah, we would take it down. Well, get naked and rest. Yeah, we'd probably take that down. Some things are vague, there's some that are, but for instance, like, we strongly push people to propose dates that all take place in public places. You can't have any explicit sexual content in your dates. We're thoughtful about the community.
Yeah, you want people to keep it classy, I mean, basically. And so
it feels very clean. It's about, like, living the modern life of having great experiences in the world. I mean, that's the essence. We want to reinvent modern romance, and it feels like that. When you're on the site, it's like, oh, I get it. This is different. People are behaving in a way that's very, very different from a Match.com or a Grindr.
Yes, it does feel slightly different than Grindr. I think you're right. Success. So you're not doing 100 feet away and, this anatomical thing. So you recently launched something for couples. I saw when I logged in, it was like, hey, if I'm already seeing somebody, how about we couples? What is that?
So this is a totally new product. It's under the same brand. I'm incredibly excited about it. It's in early beta in New York. And the way it works is it's a membership product for people who are in relationships where they pay a monthly fee in order to get a whole slew of things that make their relationship wonderful. So the core of it is that we help you go on amazing dates still as a couple, just you two. So we send you dates that are pre-curated, beautifully curated by us, and you get up to 75% off on those dates as a member every month. We send you free dates. This is, movie screenings, dessert tastings, try the best tiramisu in New York, free dates every single month. And then in addition to that, we offer a custom concierge where we will literally plan your date for you if you have an anniversary or a birthday or just a special occasion. And we will do all the planning for you like a true concierge service. And then we offer rewards like 2-for-1 Fandango tickets and other products and services for two that help you live a wonderful, like, enriching life together. So this is totally new. No one's ever done anything like this before. The entire product is built for two. So for instance, if I emailed you, I email both you and your significant other on the same email. When you like something on the site, it notifies your partner. The entire thing is constructed very specifically for people in relationships. And we've become real experts on dates. So the center of it is about going on wonderful dates. And the brand is about going on wonderful dates. And now we've built this membership service that makes living life as a couple really amazing.
Yeah, and I see one here, 2 for the Road, a one-day membership at the Classic Car Club, $650 to go take a Porsche or an Aston Martin up to Bear Mountain. Or Harriman State Park, Bear Mountain. Pretty interesting date, right? I guess this will rekindle some romance, come up with some things that you might not think of yourself.
We found that the first impetus for this actually was people were meeting on HowAboutWe, they started relationships, and they said, we still are on HowAboutWe all the time to get the data ideas. And there was this huge desire for discovery and for curation and taking the very best of what we understood about what makes a great date and then curating it and selling it to people.
Now, what about couples going out with other couples? You know, like I initially thought when you said it's for couples, it was to make friendships and to, have 3 or 4 couples go, I don't know, away for the weekend or go to a show or go to a dinner or whatever. Is that not a demand?
So there'll be a way. No, I think there is a demand for that. There's no demand for meeting other couples that you don't know. So we definitely are staying away from that.
Yeah, that would also be known as swinging, right? That would be a slightly different thing.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's websites for that.
Strongly trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
But I do think we'll add features. We've been focused totally on the core offering for 2,
Yeah.
but we'll add a whole series of features around, make this a double date. This date has 4 tickets, so you automatically...
Yeah, like going to karaoke, that's not something 2 people do. That's something 6 people do, 8 people do, right? In order to have maximum fun.
Right, exactly. There's going to be a world of that stuff. The other thing we'll be adding shortly is experiences for families. So you're a couple and you have 2 kids, and so we'll send you a getaway for the weekend that has a great a great set of offerings for children, or some outdoor concert during the summer that's is great for kids, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the kid thing sounds great, and also the kid play date sounds great. Like, I've got a 3-year-old. I mean, if this had go to this Disney princess party on Sunday, and there's 10 seats available, and I could invite people I know who have 3-year-olds, but I knew that there would be 10 3-year-olds there to play in a safe, vetted environment. That would be kind of cool.
Totally. I saw you could comment on Red Tricycle recently, which is a...
Yeah, I invested in it, actually. They were on the show, and then I invested.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's I think a bunch of people are working on solving this problem of, you're a parent and you really, really want to solve the problem of what to do. And it should be great. I mean, there are so many enriching things you can do with your kids, but you're also super busy, and we can solve that problem for you. So we're working on a similar kind of problem. We're starting with the couple and dates, but families is a big piece of what we imagine.
Yeah, and how was you raised an extraordinary amount of money. What explains this huge round of financing? I mean, you must have some extraordinary number of members. How many members are there paying, or about? Is it thousands of people pay for the service every month? I mean, that's a big number to raise.
Oh, yeah, many thousands. So we have a big vision. We think that the problem of modern love basically is being very poorly tackled by any existing companies, from content to the existing dating sites to this huge wide open space around couples. Nobody's really answering the question of, how do I find and stay deeply in modern love? And our dating product has been very successful. Dating is very lucrative. We are great executors and know how to run that business. That is a business that over time gets really big. And then the add-on of couples is a huge vision, which takes money to build. So we raise money partly to build that. And then there's a smaller piece, but also important, is we have a fairly significant content play. We run a blog, which is the modern dating blog. It's called The Date Report. It has millions of page views a month. We have a book deal coming out in the spring. We're doing a TV show. So we're really investing in significant romance content.
Let's be frank here. This is not cheap. How About We Couple is $22 per month. That's a whopping... what is that, like $260 a year? I mean, this is big. $264 a year is a lot of money to ask for me to go then buy a date for my wife. How is that worth it, $264 a year?
So, I mean, from an economics perspective,
yeah.
On the couple side, first of all, you get your first month free when you book a date.
Okay.
So you can try it out and see if you like it.
Sure.
The value that we can provide, because we're a membership service, is extraordinary, much more than any of the deal sites. And we can start to build this complete offering that's something like it's really a membership experience where you're paying dues, more or less, to get this huge value. So as an example, I think AARP is actually kind of an interesting analog, where you're paying to become a member of this thing, and then we serve you across your whole life to build this really wonderful set of experiences that you can have. On the couple side, on the actual dates, I mean, we can provide you these extraordinarily curated dates for literally 75% off and make money on the date because the membership is at the root of the model.
So because
my job is to make it valuable enough for you so that I can, at the top of the How It Works page, say, this thing costs, we're actually going to move the price to $18 soon, but this thing costs $18 a month, $9 a person. This is an incredible deal. You should sign up immediately. And it should feel like that. That's my job, basically.
Well, yeah, and I'm looking at it right now here. You got 2 tickets to the Les Mis opening movie premiere on Christmas, free with membership. I mean, that sounds like that's free with the membership. That's worth 30 or 40 or $50, I guess. I don't know if it's opening night, and then drawn together, 2 tickets to drink and draw at the Living Gallery plus drinks. That's incredible. It's free.
Every single month you have yeah, exactly. This is how it should feel. And for us, it works economically. And because we ran this dating business, I mean, more from a startup perspective, I mean, I know the subscription business very, very well. It's an amazing business if you can make the value proposition feel important enough and valuable enough to the user. And that's what we're doing.
And I'm assuming that the way you're able to give us these things for free, here, this Kiss and Makeup, choice seating for Kiss Punch Poem, so a night of poetry and 2 free beers on the house, is that this company who has this Kiss Punch Poem show, they're looking to get the word out with affluent people. Is that correct?
It's a combination of brands love and venues love exposing themselves as part of a membership program. If it's just a deal or a discount, then it feels kind of cheapening. But if it's a exclusive membership only product where people are already paying to be a part of this, then it's an honor to be in here. Plus the design is so gorgeous that it feels like very, very on brand for people. And in some cases we're paying the vendors, in some cases they're offering it for free for lead gen on their end. It depends on the individual case and how much it costs to provide the offer. For us, economically on the back end, we can take a loss leader for the first experience, the converting experience, because membership is so valuable. And honestly, once you become a member as a couple, it really feels like something that's part of your relationship. So we're seeing retention rates that are well over 90% month over month.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Look, I'm looking here at Olives, and Olives is a really great restaurant by Todd English in New York at the W Hotel. 4-course dinner with wines. That's $150, $200 in value in my mind. $60. I mean, how do you do that?
It's amazing. When you become a member, this is like you should just buy all your dates off of the site.
It just feels like too good to be true in a certain way, but you're saying you might be eating it and they might want to get it. And so in a way, you're the anti-Groupon in that, if I may, the complaint from top-notch restaurants like Olives would be, I don't want the Groupon customer. They're cheap bastards who come in here. They don't know how to behave in a restaurant. They annoy the staff, and they never come back, and they never spend any more money. They're jerks. We don't want Groupon customers, is what people will say. And now they're going to say, if you're able to spend $20 a month on a membership, $240 a year, you're high class. You're a platinum card owner. You're a gold card owner. You're a centurion.
This is a lifestyle brand that we're building, and it's a lifestyle product. It's not luxury, and it doesn't quite have that feel, but it's definitely for people who want to live the rich experiential life. And those are the people that vendors want in their venues. And economically, we can also provide a way better deal for the vendor than any Groupon could ever do. So while you feel basically like you're degrading your brand, and economically degrading yourself by being a Groupon or a Living Social or whatever, we provide literally the opposite experience. Sales has been incredibly easy. Like, that is not the challenge of this business. The challenge is nobody's ever done anything like this. We have to explain this and prove this and tell this story to our consumers so they understand, oh, this is something that I want in my life. And that's basically what I'm working 24/7 to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're succeeding. I'm looking at this one. Here's this woman, Kathy Irway, who is a writer, not eating out in New York. And for only $80, she comes to your house and teaches you how to cook.
Totally.
And it seems impossible. With the ingredients.
You can also buy these things one-off.
With the ingredients.
You can buy them for the... No, I know. It's amazing.
It's a pretty good deal. I like it. See,
it's great. And you do it.
You basically sold me on it.
Okay.
But this seems different than the...
No, this is what happens.
Yeah.
But did you see, it took you like 2 minutes to get really excited about it. That's about average for people. But I don't have 2 minutes. I mean, everybody who's ever run anything knows you have like a lot less.
How as an entrepreneur do you get past that, like, it takes 2 minutes to understand? Is that just you have to go by word of mouth?
No, you have to be a brilliant product designer. I think that we're like, this is like a B,
Right.
This was, I mean, to be clear, we built this in a month. I'd say it's a gorgeous first product. At least I think so.
Yeah.
First attempt, but now we understand what it is. Like we really get it. We've already gone through at least 5 models to get to this. We get it. And now we're in the process of basically saying, how do we create a user flow where immediately I understand, oh, this is valuable. I want this. And that's totally a product question, right? And then it becomes a word of mouth process. Once you get people to understand very, very rapidly, oh, this is amazing, then it will spread.
Yeah, it does.
That's what happened with HowAboutWe. But HowAboutWe is so easy to explain. You go to the landing page and it's just a woman with a date idea. You're like, oh, this is amazing. I can just get offline. This is more complex. And particularly because it's the same brand, now we have an even more challenging question about how to speak of these two products.
It's two different. It's the same brand, but two different value propositions. You're right. That's especially hard. I think the solution needs to be that you have to do it with 2 couples. So that for every one person that you bring in, they get to invite a couple to come with them, because it's constantly happening to my wife and I. Like some couple takes us to dinner, buys us dinner, and we want to reciprocate. At some point in the future, we got to take out another couple or 2 couples, and what are we doing this Saturday night? We have to come up with something great because they took us to the Laker game. Like I think it's actually you're solving a problem that, in terms of like the kid problem that Red Tricycle solves. The dating problem that women want to be on a date, that's sort of fun and inviting. But this problem is I want to reciprocate and do something awesome for my friends who did something awesome for me. Like that's a big problem I think a lot of couples have.
I totally agree. And couples also, couples spend a lot of their sort of experiential time with other couples.
Yeah.
At least 50% of it.
Yeah.
And so you'll see coming soon, it'll be like, some dates are literally just built for groups. For
you know what you should do is on these ones you should put when it says price for 2, and then make it only 50% more for 3. So it's an even better deal if you're doing it with another couple.
That's the move. I think it'll literally be in a lot of cases it's free to add 2 people on.
Oh wow!
If they sign up.
Wow! Oh, so you get
because
that's great. Invite somebody to come for free.
Just to give, fake numbers, let's say you have a 10% conversion rate from sign up to subscriber, and it's $20 a month, and retention's 90%. You're looking at LTVs for a free user of, $30 or something.
Lifetime value.
We can afford. Say it again.
You said lifetime value is?
Yeah, sorry, lifetime value. Yeah, lifetime value just for an email address will be in the neighborhood of $30.
Wow.
With those numbers, and those are mock, but in that neighborhood, that means that I can pay, I can basically pay my users a large amount of money to add new couples.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think Amazon, Groupon, and I'm going to guess Amazon, Groupon, and eHarmony all copy this model within 12 months. It's just so brilliant. I'm talking specifically about the couples one. The other, obviously, the original idea is completely brilliant. But I think the couples model is so brilliant that I could see like an e-commerce player, like Amazon or Groupon, doing it. Have they copied it yet or no? The membership fee?
Right. So Amex is the other one that I think is really, like all the credit card companies, is the other.
Well, I think they're the buyer of this company. I think you're going to have Amazon or Visa, just Diners Club, whoever is just going to, or Starwood would be perfect. Like any of those companies is going to come in and want to buy your company. What's success for you now with the company? Have you thought about that now that you've raised the big cash?
Yeah, I think that I really think there's a huge business to be built here.
Yeah. How huge? How huge?
Holiday from my office.
What do you think about at night or when you're with the team? Like, is there some stretch goal, like a million members? What's the stretch goal?
No. Dating already has 1 million members.
Right.
I think that every couple with a household income of over 60 grand should be a member of HowAboutWe couples and stay members all the way till the end of their lives.
Right.
That's how big.
So you see tens of millions of people having this. It's like the equivalent of like a Verizon or America Online or Costco, level, DirecTV level subscription.
It's the obvious lifestyle membership service for people in relationships.
Yeah.
And once it becomes that, the amount of value that we can provide to people, partly because we have such a huge network and we'll be able to provide, big leverage, much like the way AARP works.
Sure. Or Costco.
That value is huge.
Yeah,
Yes,
or
totally.
Costco. Well, I mean, listen.
Costco and AARP are very interesting models on that front.
You have to get to
is
scale.
Another one that's sort of like this.
I mean, you basically have to get to
That's
scale
my
so that people can feel you, right?
I have to get to scale locally. So I need to prove it in New York, and we're going to launch in San Francisco shortly.
How many people
it's really
is scale?
local right now in its nature.
What's the scale number for New York? 5,000?
Yeah, in that range. Yeah, we just hit our 500th subscriber today on the couple side, and we've only been live a few months.
And so when you have 5,000, you can go into the next Broadway play or the restaurant that's been open for a year and maybe is in the trough of mediocrity and needs a little boost and say, hey, 5,000 people, give them for free and we'll get some buzz going with affluent people for your Broadway show.
Except we won't go to the ones that are bad, but yes.
Oh, so you're...
Like our curation is a huge part. I mean, we have hired an incredibly cultured, smart group of people who believe in taste. And so a lot of what we're offering, because you don't want to go on a bad date.
Right, that screws up the membership. You wasted our time.
Yeah, if you just look at the design of the dates on the site mirrors the kind of quality that these things, and they go through an extensive editorial process before we approve them, because you don't have to provide that many. You just have to provide really good ones and at great value. So we won't show, we have Once as our Broadway show on here, or Chaplin, the best Broadway shows. We won't put the garbage on here ever. That's crucial to the model. People have to feel like I could go on any of these dates and I know it's going to be smart and fun and thoughtful and good.
Well, listen, I think that you obviously have, done a great job so far, and I'm very intrigued and jealous that the New York and San Francisco people come before the Los Angeles people, but I don't disagree with your rollout plan.
LA could be second. It will be almost definitely third. So
yeah, it's either second or third. I mean, the thing about San Francisco is you do have people who are very adventurous and who have iPhones, and they're just into it. LA is a very big market, and it's very affluent too. So it's hard to know which one is the better market. I think LA is a lot bigger market. San Francisco is a smaller market, but it's got a density of high tech people. So does Fab's amazing story of curation influence a lot of what you're doing over there?
Definitely. One thing, if you come to New York, I'll buy you one of these dates. How about that?
Will you go on the date with me, Aaron?
No, but you'll have to find somebody to go on the date with.
I think that would be also known as my wife. Listen, Aaron, it's absolutely fantastic. Right. Everybody check out HowAboutWe.com. Really amazingly innovative ideas. If you thought there were no good ideas left in social e-commerce, and when's the last time you heard that word, or dating, think again. HowAboutWe.com, crushing it with the couples product. I think that's really a brilliant idea. And obviously, a lot of people, millions of people, think the dating idea is very popular. Did that dating concept come out in Japan first? Where there was some concept in Japan where they would send you like a daily date idea? Is that sort of the origin of all this stuff?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Slightly different.
Nope. No, yeah. I mean, I would like to go back to your Fab thing in a minute, but on the dating side, when we had the idea, I mean, the background story, this company, I'm a co-founder and co-CEO with Brian Schechter. We've been best friends our whole lives. The backstory is we had no background whatsoever in tech or entrepreneurism or technology. We were educators. Both of us had spent significant amounts of time actually doing like full-time meditation practice and teaching. And we decided we wanted to create a business. And all of our business ideas were about making more authentic things on the internet, more authentic experiences.
Were you doing TM, transcendental meditation, or just regular meditation?
No, we were doing yoga, some Buddhist meditation, a variety of practices, but no TM. But serious. I had spent the previous 2 years before creating the company basically meditating. And does that meditation help you come up with these ideas? You find the meditation comes up with the ideas? Helps you? I think a lot of my best ideas come when my mind is quiet, and I think many people find that.
Yeah.
a lot of leadership. I mean, running a company and learning incredibly rapidly and being absolutely relentless about knowing what's working and what's not. Those qualities are, I think, profoundly supported by meditation and by deep self-understanding and psychological maturity, all the things that come with meditation.
Yeah.
I found that hugely.
Yeah, I'm into it. I got downloaded the UCLA Meditation Center on iTunes EDU. If anybody's a little tip for people, iTunes has like an EDU thing, and there's this great meditation series from UCLA. And I find that really helps me too with ideation and just calming your mind and getting focused on the task at hand. But listen, this is
people always.
Yeah, go ahead.
People always think of meditation, I think, and I hear this in the startup world a lot, as like it calms you, it makes your mind stop moving. But actually, I think much more importantly, it makes you strong. It makes you relentlessly honest. It makes you powerful. Meditation has kind of this like gentle name, but in fact, serious practitioners, I think, would say like it's the opposite. It connects you to your root and makes you act.
Well, listen, a lot of samurai would meditate before they went out and did what they had to do. It's the truth.
It's a lot like creating a business.
Before they would chop people up, they would meditate. So for my warriors out there, meditation, fear not. It's not like it's a sissy thing to do. It's something that will make you stronger and more confident. Hey, thanks a lot to the Worker Corporate Law Group for sponsoring This Week in Startups, Startup of the Week edition. And Aaron, really, very considered, interesting, well-executed stuff. You gave yourself like a B on your design. I think your design is wonderful and awesome and fantastic. Hey, is it Jacques Torres over there by Dumbo? Is that where the chocolate factory is, by Jacques Torres?
Couple blocks away.
Yeah, oh my God, that hot chocolate over there. Amazing Jacques Torres chocolate. That's where I get my... Hey, it's the chocolate-covered Cheerios, too. You ever have those?
Mm-hmm.
Dark chocolate-covered Cheerios.
They also have these unbelievable ice cream sandwiches.
What?
Yep, they're amazing.
What?
You got to go on the side. They're in a little freezer.
Wait. Describe the sandwich.
It's like sort of... They have these big, delicious chocolate chip cookies with their chocolate as the chips. And then they have chocolate ice cream, their chocolate, inside the cookies. And they're just gigantic and amazing and destructive to your body.
Jacques Torres, chocolate, ice cream, sandwiches. Oh, my God. Wow, I wonder if I can get those on New York Mouth.
You know, there's a problem. Where did you just put that?
I was just typing. I'm just typing it into YouTube, into Google, into the Google.
To find it. Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. I mean, I know it's somewhere in here. Not the creme brulee. Oh God, where is the Jacques Torres? Oh, they're going over all the chocolate. Here, we have to find it here. Torres. I'm trying to find a picture of it. Jacques Torres. Oh, there it is. Oh. Look at that. That one's a strawberry one, but look at the chocolate. Oh, Jacques Torres. Oh, Jacques Torres. I miss you, New York. God, I miss New York. How great is it to live in New York, huh? Aaron, you with me? The Knicks.
I love New York.
The Knicks are crushing it. Nights the Knicks aren't playing, you can go to the Barclays Center and watch the Nets.
Exactly.
Knicks and Nets give me high fives. All right, listen. It's been a great episode. Thank you, Aaron. I'll look forward to going on our very romantic date when I'm in New York for Les Mis and a double chocolate ice cream sandwich. Your treat. Thank you. And we'll see you all next time on This Week in Startups.
Thank you very much.